than we will be soon, and I'll probably get cut off in mid-sentence, which is always fun.
Oh, yeah.
It is... Well, what day is it? It's not Thursday night. It really feels weird doing one of these on a Thursday night, but it's one of those spur-of-the-moment things that kind of sprung out of nowhere, basically because I leave on Wednesday, and this week is the only time I can really do it, so that's why we've got this right now. And welcome to yet another edition of the Halloween Horror Nights 25 Popcast. Suro and Disney here, and I'm actually joined by a lot of California tonight.
Most triumphant, dude!
Welcome back to the Popcast. James, HHN Updated 1.
What's up? Great to be back after that almost 6-hour podcast that we did.
6-hour podcast.
The longest one we have ever done, but it's great to be back talking about the meet and greet that we're going to be doing in Orlando.
Exactly, and I actually have a couple special guests. I do have some people that are not here yet, so hopefully they'll be joining us later on, but they'll be joining us. I'll introduce them, obviously, when they show up, so that's no problem there. But also joining us, we have, representing ThrillSeekerNetwork, some call him Mr. HHN. Welcome, Jose.
I'm very happy to be here. First podcast here on your channel. Excited to talk some Halloween Horror Nights 25.
You are finally a part of the podcast. We have finally made it work out so we could talk at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the final member of our tiny panel, which I'm sure is going to get a little bit bigger as we progress, would be somebody that used to be an updater a while ago, but he's got a lot of other things he does. He's a man about town, if you will. Used to be called Someotherguyuser. Welcome, Raleigh.
How's it going, audience dudes?
Not too much longer, less than a week now. I cannot wait.
Yes.
So, yes, this is all about a couple of things, actually. Number one, because everyone is a little bit late right now. I guess that's because everybody kind of got this sprung on them out of nowhere. So, I'm going to start with something I was going to do last, but I'm actually going to start with this first. Now, everyone on this panel is actually going to Orlando this year, and some have been there before, some haven't. But the fact remains that the main common bond they have is they're all Hollywood guys. They're all mainly Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood goers. And they're moving over to the East Coast this year to see what we got in store for them for Halloween Horror Nights 25. So I know that I'm going to start with the one who is completely in the dark when it comes to Horror Nights in Orlando, other than all the stuff that's been online and the videos, but not being able to actually attend the event. And that is Jose. So I'm really curious to see what your opinion is of our event this year and how you think it's going to compare to Hollywood throughout the years.
I honestly think it's going to be no comparison. Orlando's basically going to be way better than Hollywood. I saw a little video of the Insidious maze that you guys are having. And I didn't really like our maze back in 2013. I thought it was just blank walls and it was really boring.
Seriously.
And stuff. And your maze actually looks terrifying.
I'm actually
probably gonna be scared to walk in here. So I'm very excited to see the different sets you guys have, because I get very tired of seeing blank walls over here in Hollywood, the same walls for 3D, the same gags every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm basically excited to see something new for a change.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be an awesome event. I'm looking forward to basically everything except Walking Dead over there.
But the good thing about Walking Dead is... Oh, by the way, you're welcome for the biggest Walking Dead maze of all time.
Yeah.
And it's nice that Walking Dead is not the focus this year. Now, I notice it's a little bit more of the focus than it could be. It's still there in promotion with the commercials and everything, especially when it comes to Hollywood. But that makes sense given the fact that you're promoting it as the biggest maze in the history of your event. We are just basically using it kind of an afterthought, and I really think that eventually it's going to be just another maze until The Walking Dead gets canceled somewhere down the line, and it leaves Halloween Horror Nights.
Hopefully.
By the way, just want to point out that I heard somewhere that there was a 5-year deal for Walking Dead, so...
Oh, God. There's that deal thing again. This always comes up all the time.
Yeah,
I honestly think next year is the last year, but I mean, you keep saying that. I mean, you're not going to take money off the table. The Walking Dead is the Frozen of Halloween Horror Nights. It's not going to go away until the money
I'm going to put
dry.
money on the table that it'll be back next year. It's for sure coming back next year.
No, it's back
You saw
next
the
year
rate,
for sure.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you saw the ratings for Fear the Walking Dead.
I'm gonna agree, but I don't think it's gonna be Walking Dead next year. I think it's gonna be the new show, Fear of the Walking Dead. I think this will be the last year we're doing Walking Dead based off the Walking Dead TV show, but I think that they're gonna promote the new TV show next year for Hollywood and Orlando.
You know, honestly, I think if that happens, I honestly think that Orlando keeps The Walking Dead, and I think Hollywood gets Fear as Hollywood only.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That
it's in
would make
California, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
It's in Los Angeles where the event is.
Well, yeah, it's like doing American Horror Story, which I don't believe will ever come to the event at this rate, and do Freak Show as an Orlando exclusive because it takes place in Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, that's just how I see things. So, Jose, is there anything you're not looking forward to about Orlando other than probably the flight?
I don't know. I haven't ever.
We can't hear you. Your mic's cut off.
We have lost your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, like, really just excited to see everything. Except for like Walking Dead, there's like nothing I'm not looking forward to. Since I've never been to Orlando, I don't know what to expect. So I'm just overall excited for everything.
So there's nothing at all that looks kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's going to be good, maybe it won't. I mean, is there anything you're apprehensive about?
At first, I was kind of like iffy about it for like Asylum in Wonderland in 3D because I don't like 3D mazes. But then
Gotcha.
again, it's Orlando. It's not Hollywood. It'll probably be different. It's gonna like, I'm kind of curious to see how they pull it off though. But aside from Walking Dead, everything's good.
I personally enjoyed Afterlife more than Black Sabbath.
I really liked Afterlife a lot, and I know a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, Afterlife in 2013 was a great 3D maze. It was one of the best 3D mazes I have ever gone through. It was like, really like, you guys know how to do 3D houses. Hollywood is getting up there, but it's not at that level yet.
And like, if you really want to look at 3D in Orlando, the one that everybody always jumps to is the In-Between, which was in 2011. It was the year before I started going. I mean, I was there in 2011, but I mean, I wasn't able to go. So it's one of those things that a lot of people don't like 3D mazes. They seem like they're somewhat of a crutch and everything. But when it comes down to it, I really think that you can do a lot different things with a 3D maze than you can do with a regular one. I think that you can make images pop a lot better. You can allow for more scares that you cannot do in a regular situation. I think that's something that works really well. And if you have a property like Alice in Wonderland that you actually can work with, I really think it's going to make a really trippy experience, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with that, Owen, because, you know, seeing the, you know, Afterlife, Death Vengeance maze in 2013, and I'm really curious to see how they're going to incorporate the 3D and Asylum in Wonderland, and it's going to be awesome, you know. So that's a maze I'm really looking forward to seeing this year.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, if you listen to my video, you obviously would know that it's it's one on like towards the bottom. It's like the second to last maze when it comes to anticipation. But don't let that fool you. When it comes down to it, there's anticipation in everything this year. It's just when you have to rank something, you just have to pick and choose where you want to put everything. And sometimes you don't have a very favorable opinion. I know that something I have low on my list is something that's extremely high on others, but it's because different people like different things, honestly. Like, you may really dig Asylum in Wonderland. I know a lot of people are really excited about it, and then you may have people that really want to see another Walking Dead maze because they just love The Walking Dead, and that may be the reason they're going to Horror Nights in the first place.
And
Yeah.
they get jumped on and punched on the face by the fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, I went to Horror Nights for the first time because of the involvement of Penn and Teller. That's what got me in the door.
Well, was that a good maze?
Yes, it was. But again, I'm in the minority because I know a lot of people that didn't like Nuke Las Vegas, but I loved it because I'm biased.
Ah.
And I love the little gags too. That's always fun to nail people like that, to make the floor vibrate and make it feel like you're getting buzzed in the back. I think that stuff's cool.
Oh, Murdy would not go for that at all.
No, he would not.
We got this wondrous thing in Orlando called GATs, these guest-activated triggers, and you can hit buttons and all sorts of various things in the mazes. And they're hidden, and sometimes they're out in plain view. It just kind of depends on which maze you're in. But when it comes down to it, it's utilized to either A, startle you, or B, nail the person behind you. Because there was this button in Giggles and Gore last year, and when you pressed it, you had this alarm go off, and it shot water at you. And it looked like you wet yourself.
Oh, wow.
Typical Universal move.
Yeah, so I jumped backwards, and it nailed the person behind me, and I thought it was funny.
Oh, wow.
So this is...
Sorry.
Go ahead, James.
So, Jose, anything else you're looking forward to for Orlando since this is your first time going there?
Mostly, I'm just looking forward to like Jack Presents Monsters and Mayhem.
Oh,
I'm actually very excited to like catch up on like everything I guess I've missed over the past, to see scenes from like mazes from the past recreated and stuff. And then like Run is another one I'm like looking forward to a lot. I have like wanted Run to come to Hollywood, but of course it's never gonna happen. But I get to see it in Orlando, so that's gonna be pretty cool too.
I think Run would be really interesting in Hollywood, to be honest.
I sure would actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see it come to Hollywood.
Run would be really cool as
Rory's
like a labyrinth maze of chain link fences, like a labyrinth on the back lot.
Yeah.
That could work.
That would be kind of cool, honestly.
That'd be good territory.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that can definitely work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got that, and you're excited about Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem. It's funny you mention that, because more rumors that are going around right now, and the rumors are basically to say a couple more things that you're going to see in the maze. So I found that information out today, and it's rather interesting, to be honest.
Okay. Besides
Besides
the stuff
what we already know. Yeah.
Okay.
So like Jack and stuff, I would guess.
Yeah, we've got some...
Wait, Jack's gonna be in there?
Oh my
you
God,
spoiled it for
really?
me!
Oh, man, really? So it sounds like we're going to get scenes from Dead End from 2011.
Oh.
We're going to see the original Havoc Dogs of War. And there is a possibility we could possibly see something from Dollhouse of the Damned.
Oh.
And there was a very, very popular bedroom scene in Castle Vampire that everybody loved, and it sounds like it's coming back.
Oh, that would be awesome to see.
Yeah, they also
I
had
heard
like
something
the
about... Go ahead.
they had like the Nightingale mask at the preview thingy they had. They had like the video where they display like all the things that they're gonna have in the maze. And then like for the 25 years they had like the Nightingales mask, so I'm guessing they're gonna like use the Nightingales again.
Yep, for sure. That's confirmation right there. Nightingales are going to be in 25 years.
And I hope it's in there, but I heard something about the High Bridge from Gothic being in there.
That is correct. Well, I know Gothic is in there. I know the gargoyles are going to be used. I don't know if they'll use the bridge or not, but that would make sense because that is the most memorable of that maze.
Because I know Florida's used that gag in the past, and I've always wanted to see that live.
Yeah, I'm very excited because, like I said, in 2012, I didn't get to see Gothic. I didn't get to see Dead End. And these were, like, fan favorites that everybody seems to talk great things about. And I really want to experience this stuff. I want to see the first Havoc because, honestly, I've heard great things about the first Havoc. And Derailed gets a lot of crap, but it was one of those things that you either had to hit at the right time or it probably was a bust for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really depended on when you went in there.
Did you guys go a day or night for Havoc?
Night.
Night.
Okay. You see, did you notice that the cast was a lot more energized? They seem a lot more into it. They seem like they were really out to, like, get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that, yeah.
One cast was like that. The other one, they weren't bad, but they were, like, a little bit little bit more reserved, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Also, when I went through the first Havoc, my first year going at 20, the whole maze is just kind of a blur. All I remember was like some flashing strobe lights, pitch darkness, and some ball guys coming out with some few like control panel things scattered around, and some guy like hanging out of a crashed window or something. And that's all I remember. Like it's all just completely, a complete blur in my mind.
Well, I mean, one of the things I'm interested in is seeing all these favorite scenes in one maze, which is Jack's 25%. Seeing the history of Halloween Horror Nights with some of the most memorable scenes in one giant house. That's going to be awesome to see.
And the largest house ever, like bigger than last year's Walking Dead.
Yeah. It's got 15 rooms this year.
Wow.
And I think Walking Dead, I mean, it seemed like it had like 38 or something for me personally, but I would say it probably had, I don't know, 12 or 13 if I had to guess.
Okay.
Usually they have a little bit under 10, sometime like between 8 and 10. It just depends on it. But then again, you got those transitional hallways, and then when you run into the flashlight Nazis, and then basically does not really count as a room. So there's a lot of ways to elongate a maze if they really want to.
Right. So, Jose, anything else? Oh.
I'm actually excited again to see American Werewolf in London. The maze last year was kind of lackluster over here in Hollywood, and like I've seen like you guys are stepping up your game. Yeah, there's so many black walls and stuff. Yeah. That's like the main thing I'm excited for like the scenic basically. But yeah, American Werewolf in London, I'm excited to see how you guys pull it off. Because your wolves look way more real, like they moved more lifelike than ours did over here in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Even though ours kind of looked a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, Jose. I mean, it was not really, interesting because the wolves sometimes they would not work at all. So that would kind of like ruin the illusion of you being attacked by the wolf.
Yeah, and they were like very static last year, and like there was like some wolves that like they were not really covered completely. Like I remember walking through, and then there was like a wolf with like a pole going in behind it, and you can like clearly see the pole and stuff, and it would just like move its mouth, and it wouldn't like move all the way and stuff. Yeah.
Well, this is something I wanted to bring up, guys, because and you said this in your video that they're not using the wolves from Hollywood this year. They went with a different company this year.
Well, it's Maggie, I believe, MAGEEFX, and they have the original molds. And the big rumor was that Orlando were just going to use our scenic with Hollywood's puppets, and that was proven false because they went and to actually get the puppets and have our own version of those puppets and make them more actor-friendly, too. So the puppeteers are able to move around with them a little bit more, and they're not so stationary. And they look absolutely terrifying compared to the ones we had last year. Well, 2 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, they look more comparative to what you guys did with, like, the blood dripping from the fangs. But I honestly think that, I mean, I'm not trying to be biased or anything, even though I am an Orlando guy, but when it comes down to it, I think that we're going to work it a lot better.
I agree.
I agree, and this is this is something that a lot of people would not know, but Raleigh and I are going to see all three versions of American Wolf in London because we saw it in Orlando in 2013, saw it in Hollywood 2014, and then we're also going to see it again this year for Orlando. So that's actually very exciting to see 3 different versions of American Wolf in London.
Oh, and also a little funny story to go with that. On opening night of Horror Nights in Hollywood, I just happened to wear my American Werewolf in London shirt that I just bought a couple of days prior, and so me and James are like going to like the guest assistance tram where they drop people off and on the Allure lot.
Gotcha.
And I hear this voice call from the distance say, "Hey, that's an awesome shirt." I looked to my right, and it's John Landis yelling at me.
That's great.
And I was like, "Thanks, I'm a huge fan of your movie."
Yeah. So
if I ever see him again, I'll be like, "Hey, I just saw all 3 versions of American Werewolf at Horror Nights."
Yeah.
And he gets on Alice Cooper's golf cart and drives away into the back lot night.
So Owen, if you want to continue your podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna continue here. When it comes down to it, this year is going to be a year for everyone. there was a lot of complaints. There was a lot of people that were like, when are we going to get an announcement? When are we going to get an announcement? And it finally came. It took forever to get it, but if you actually look at the dates, it kind of lines up exactly with the last announcement from last year. But I think with all the hype now, I think everybody's on that train, and we're close to opening night. We're less than a week away. I mean, it's a week from tomorrow for opening night on both coasts. So everyone on either coast is going to get their hands full of Halloween Horror Nights goodness. And the people that get to go to other haunts that are phenomenal as well, like Knott's and Fright Fest and like Cedar Point's Hallow Weekends. I mean, just
Queen Mary.
And Hallow Scream, Queen Mary. I mean, there's a lot of really great like theme park haunts that I think are going to be very well attended this year. I really think this is going to be a great year for haunts in general.
Knott's is going to be phenomenal this year. I can't wait
Knott's
for Paranormal
looks
Inc.
phenomenal.
Yeah, we can't wait to go, Raleigh and I, on the 25th of September.
Speaking of Raleigh, Clarence is marking out for you right now in chat, so you just put your name in all caps, so I thought you wanted to know that.
I notice he's obsessed with me over Snapchat, apparently.
From what I keep hearing from everyone, you guys have some really entertaining Snapchat conversations, both of you.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah. All right, so.
So.
Sorry, go ahead.
No worries. So when it comes down to it, Jose, do you have any scare zones you're looking forward to?
Oh yeah, definitely. Icon, HHN. I absolutely love the director. I think he's one of the best icons. I can't wait to see him. For real.
It's going to be great, honestly. And there's kill sets is one thing that they threw in this year that I think is going to add to the ambiance.
Definitely. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
And then like the Shady Brook scare zone, that one sounds like one that can be like really cool too. Sounds kind of like it's going to be kind of like the Purge in a way.
But a lot crazier.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for that one too.
I saw Raleigh was kind of like framing up his picture there.
Yeah, to make it look like the director.
Oh, I know. It's like my friend Doug would definitely enjoy your homage there, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we've got a lot to look forward to, honestly. And, Jose, I'm glad you're getting to go this year. Because this is a great year to go.
It sure is. Like, if you just look at the lineup, like how many houses you guys have, it just looks awesome this year. Like, you finally have an icon back, 9 houses, they all sound amazing, the scares sounds great. Just
and you get to see the best maze of all time?
Yes.
Which one?
American Werewolf.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's really interesting that it actually got the Plaza stage queue, because that's really interesting that they would throw the house that is very questionable, because you don't know how many people are going to go through it, because you don't know how many people haven't seen it before, how many people that have seen it before, they're like, yeah, I'll skip it because I've already done this. But I mean, I think it's going to be, like, I can't say a dark horse because we've already had it as a major part of the event, but I really think that it may not be as well attended right away, but I think once word of mouth hits, I think that maze is going to skyrocket in popularity.
So, do you think that's why they put the line queue for American Wolf in London in the Plaza?
It's weird because I had Monsters and Mayhem going in the Plaza, but they pulled a fast one on me and they moved Werewolf in there, and I was like, all right, I got no problem with that, because I have no idea what the queue line situation for Werewolf is going to be. I mean, after opening weekend, I think we'll have an idea exactly what's going to be popular throughout the event, but then again, it's like, it's a crapshoot. You never know what's going to be popular from night to night at this rate.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got a dumb question. So, American Werewolves is the same venue as it was 2 years ago, right?
Correct.
Okay, I figured.
Soundstage 22. And it's not sharing with anything, so, I mean, it's by itself, so.
Oh,
that's
so
also where Legendary Truth was in 2010, right?
I believe so. Wow. Without having to look at anything off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, other than Horror Nights, it's really interesting that you're talking about just getting ready for the event, getting excited about the event. But Jose, do you have anything about Universal itself that you're interested in seeing? I mean, I saw your guys' park. It's basically motion masters and screens.
Yep, basically. Well, like for Universal in general, I kind of want to see your guys' coasters, like the Hulk coaster and stuff.
Hulk's
I'm a
gonna
big
be
coaster
closed, by
fan.
the
Well,
way.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Yeah, I'm a big coaster fan, so I'm like very excited to see those.
You'll get to see it from behind walls because the Hulk closed a couple days ago until next summer.
Oh, are you serious?
Complete revamp of everything, and they're probably
Oh.
going to make it towards the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of The Incredible Hulk than the Marvel Comics version.
Well, at least they got the credit for Hulk beforehand.
Yes.
But aside from that, Harry Potter, very
Oh,
excited
God.
to see like kind of like a little
gonna see-
preview of what we're gonna have in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And,
Diagon's open for Horror Nights, too.
oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I went to Florida last summer, and I was supposed to see Diagon Alley, but it opened weeks after I came, so I was a little bit upset about that.
Oh, we'll go there quite quickly, so that's not a problem.
Oh yeah.
I can spend hours in Diagon Alley. That's not a problem. And I have my wand, too, so we can, do spells and everything.
By the way, Jose, wait till you see Florida's Mummy. You will hate our Mummy ride.
Yeah, that's gonna. Yeah, I rode it, and I'm like, now I just don't want to go on the Hollywood one. I just
Hollywood
wait.
sucks.
I
I'm
just
so
wait
mad we got
until. I just wait until I go back to Orlando to ride the Mummy. That's what I do.
That's awesome then, because I really love our Mummy ride. So like, if you guys are saying Orlando's better, I just can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, our version sucks. Wait, when you go on Florida's version, you will hate our version. You will
I've
want to
heard
burn it
that.
to the ground and curse it.
Take out
Yes,
your
Farrabot,
flamethrower.
Diagon is open until midnight as of right now, but they cannot promote it because of everything, obviously, legal reasons, but it will be open until midnight every night of Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
And plus, I'm sure they don't want the crowds just going to Horror Nights for Diagon Alley and all that stuff.
And
That's
they
what they're
would. The funny thing about that is I was reading on a message board today, and someone was like, so I just got to get to those scare zones and I can go to Diagon, right? And I was like, why would you pay to do that? And then I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. It actually makes sense, because if you think about locals that haven't seen Diagon Alley yet, all they have to do is pay a cheaper ticket price, see Diagon Alley, and they don't take up any space in the mazes or the scare zones or the shows. So, I mean, there's still going to be
capacity.
bodies there. It's extra capacity. So there you go.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that when Harry Potter opens over here in California, if it is open during Horror Nights, and I go with a bunch of my non-horror loving friends, I'm not gonna get anything done.
Oh, that's
Because they're all huge Harry Potter fans.
Oh, that's gonna be worse for you, Raleigh.
Honestly, I don't think that you guys will have Potter open for Horror Nights.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
doubt
same.
it.
I doubt it too.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. I mean, I understand, but I feel really sorry for you guys the day that it opens, because I'm sure traffic's going to be backed up so much that it's probably all the way to Anaheim.
All right.
I
It's already
think at that
starting to
point,
suck.
I think at that point, California's gonna fall off into the Pacific Ocean. There will be so many people there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, your park is not ready for Harry Potter.
It's not.
Not even close.
No, it's not.
And we're talking about the third gate of Harry Potter opening somewhere down the line. So I mean, you guys got a way to go, but I have a feeling that Diagon Alley in one form or another will probably end up coming to Hollywood in some ways.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's going to. Ventura has confirmed it.
Yeah, I figured that. I mean, you'll probably get a version of the Hogwarts Express, but they'll probably have to change up how it works. So.
Well, I hope they do, because that'll be an alternate way for the Starway. And speaking of the Starway, it's gonna be terrible when Potter opens. It's gonna be bottlenecked up to the entrance.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I really think what's underneath the Starway, just like concrete.
Just trees and plants.
Universal needs right now to start getting those jump bags that stuntmen use and putting them on all around both sides, because it's going to get so congested that people are literally going to shove you over the edge trying to get down, and they might as well have a safety net to catch you when you land.
Yeah.
And those people can get to Potter faster that way, so there you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, John Murdy presents the traffic of time, 300-minute wait times. Yeah, just you wait, Clarence.
You saw the lines for AVP last year in Hollywood, right?
Oh my God.
That was terrible.
250 minutes.
Jesus. And that maze was good, but I mean, the only real major good thing about it was the Queen.
Yeah.
I think ours was better in every way possible. Except for the fact we didn't have the Queen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of Florida people who saw the video thought ours was better. No, I'm trying to be biased.
Well, we had the Queen and our scenic. I really think that would have been the perfect combination, but we had that egg room, and you guys had like a mini egg room, basically in like the living room scene with like the burning cabin with like the LED screen with fire on it. I thought that was fun.
That was Dracula.
That was Dracula.
I thought there was an LED fire scene in that as well.
No, it was only Dracula.
I get my videos mixed up because I watched everything of your event last year because I had to. It's the only way I could critique it. But I mean, I put on that little disclaimer. It's like, honestly, I'm not seeing this with my own eyes in person. I mean, I'm just judging it based on videos. So what I say is a little bit lopsided, but I mean, this is still what I'm thinking. So that's what I'll have to do with your event this year.
All right. So
James, we're gonna move. Okay, go ahead, James.
Okay. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Well, how about Raleigh goes, and then I'll go because I've already, talked a lot about the Orlando and other podcasts. So let's get Raleigh's opinion.
You're about to encounter an F5 twister, the finger of God, the force of nature. Hold on for your life. Sorry, I just put my phone up to my fan. I had to do that. So yeah, I've explored. I'm excited. I think the one maze I'm looking forward to the most is two of them. Freddy vs. Jason. I'm excited to see that, and 25 years Monsters of Madness, and also I want to see all that stuff pulled off for that maze.
Is there anything you're really wanting to see out of 25 years of Monsters of Mayhem that you may or may not know is actually going to be represented?
Hopefully the Bridgman Gothic, because I want to see that effect pulled off live.
That's cool.
And I want to see the bungee gag. I heard was a Nightingales where the Nightingale creature jumps down and like rips the guy's upper half off.
Yep.
Something like that. That looked pretty cool. I saw a clip of that. I hope to see the Usher in there, because I wanted to see the Usher maze in Hollywood. That was rumored a couple years ago, but got scrapped from what I heard.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I guess I could kind of understand that John Murdy would not want to use someone else's icon. He'd probably want to create his own, but he doesn't seem to want to do that, so...
It's a shame. I wanted to see that. I think if the rumors are true, it was supposed to go in 28, which is a shame. It's too late now.
Didn't when Jack was actually at the event, didn't he basically have him like off to the side, like he was an afterthought?
Well, he was the main focus on the Terror Tram.
But I mean, what did he do during the Terror Tram that year?
He walked around and he was in the videos pretty much.
So he really didn't seem like he was really utilized to the fullest of his capabilities, though.
Not really.
No.
But then again, I mean, I don't know if that was forced on Hollywood or not, but I mean, I guess if we're going to do one thing, it's like, it's all about synergy. It's all about getting the events one way or another somehow down the line to be completely identical, but different visions of the same identical properties. Which is a shame, but I think that's what we're leading towards. Look at last year. Last year was almost completely identical.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because we shared 4 mazes with you.
And it's not even just that. I mean,
half the lineup was the same.
Yeah, the lineup was the same because it just tweaked a little bit. Like, we both had clown factories.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys had Dark Christmas, and, I mean, that's the only thing we didn't have because your skulls, I mean, we had the Wendigo and Roanoke, so, like I said, the event was pretty much the same last year.
Yeah, very much, yeah.
And this year, they're going away from it.
Yeah. So...
Yes, Aliens featuring Predator. I know, Barrel Bob.
So, Rory, any scare zones you're looking forward to seeing in Orlando this year?
Well, I look forward to seeing Psycho Scarapy and Icon. Those are my two most anticipated.
Ah.
Should be really fun, honestly. Like I said, I think they're really going all in on scare zones this year. I think that there's going to be a lot of things that, obviously we know a lot of things, but I think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be surprises when people walk in the gates on Friday.
Yeah. Well, Owen, since you're going to preview night,
Yes.
everything's going to be open, right? You know, all the scare zones and everything.
Everything. Okay, you have the houses are open, the scare zones, and the shows. The rides are not open at all.
Oh, okay, so it's just basically everything
Tour
except
nights.
for...
Yeah, like
Okay.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have no see on preview night. There's no other distractions. So it's basically like you're either going to a house, you're going through a scare zone, you're watching a show, or you're getting alcohol, most likely.
Oh, okay.
I read on Nightmares that more employees get fired at EP night than any other night throughout the year because they're all drunk.
It's really true. It's like it's interesting, honestly, and there's cameras everywhere too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Barrel Bob, unfortunately Tristan could not join us tonight. He's having a Wi-Fi issue, so hopefully he'll be able to join us down the line. He will definitely be a part of both of the Pop meetups that we'll be talking about later on tonight. So yeah, you'll definitely get a chance to meet Tristan in the flesh this year, and everyone that's on the panel currently. So
That sounds like a maze title. New Maze at Horror Nights, Tristan in the flesh.
Tristan in the flesh. Oh my God! It's gonna have the. Does it have the figure music too?
Yes, it will.
Oh, wow.
Of course it will.
Yeah. So what about the shows, Raleigh? The two shows. The Carnage Returns and Bill and Ted.
I'm gonna cry tears of joy. I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs when the Wild Stallions come out of the phone booth because it's been a long 2 years.
God. We're gonna be stomping and clapping to "We Will Rock You" when they come
heck
out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna
I'm
be
gonna be
amazing.
cheering them on.
Yeah. What about the
And
Jack show?
Oh, that's gonna be good too, but more on that soon. But I'm really hoping the premise for Halloween for Bill and Ted's adventure this year, it better have a Back to the Future better be heavily involved in the show's plot this year. It better.
Oh, yes.
This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. Bill and Ted come out. Doc Brown comes out of the DeLorean and says, "Bill, Ted, we got an issue. Donald Trump is still in the DeLorean, and he's creating an alternate 2015."
That's
I
interesting.
better see Donald Trump as like. I want to see Donald Trump as the main villain.
I honestly think that's probably going to happen.
Yeah. And I hope that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say hopefully they like use the storyline where he steals the DeLorean or something and like all these pop culture screw ups happen or something.
Well, the idea I had was Donald Trump buys Universal and tries to create a new Bill and Ted.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because that would play on actuality. Everybody's thinking that the people that are currently portraying Bill and Ted may or may not be doing it end of next years to come. So what you could do in that situation is on the finale show, every show leading up to it, you have Bill and Ted defeat the evil Bill and Ted that Donald Trump created with all his money. And in the finale show, you pass the baton to the new cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird because the set looks very Mad Max-like. So it looks like that's going to play a little bit into the storyline this year. I mean, how can it not, honestly?
It's funny is that because I'm so used to not having our Bill and Ted show, I didn't really think about the potential about what could be used this year.
Well, you have with Media Night the other night, you have the deflated football, so that's going to be referenced. You've got the dragon, the plush dragon, so it's a good possibility that we're going to get another Smaug scene with the puppet dying that everybody loved from last year, which was incredible. We have Kim Kardashian money and Kanye West money, and there was a can of sucky beer. So I really think Bill and Ted is going to probably push the envelope this year even more so. Not necessarily going hardcore at Disney like they did last year, which was hilarious, by the way. But Star Wars reference I can see. More Avatar, the sex with their tails joke. It's been used for the last 3 years. I think it comes back. Obviously, we are looking at a Jurassic World reference.
Oh,
Yes.
for sure.
Like Dr. Jimmy said it best. It's like, I'll paraphrase here. He's like, my name's Chris Pratt, and this is a dead dinosaur on my back. Kind of like taking off the I'm DJ Star-Lord, and this is the dead raccoon on my back from last year. Probably some Marvel, or maybe some like tongue-in-cheek things that Disney can't do anything with Marvel on this coast, potentially.
Fantastic Four.
I think that's a
You know they're gonna-
possibility. Yeah, straight out of Compton for sure.
Oh yeah.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Oh my god, one of the best movies of the year. If you haven't seen it, check out Straight Outta Compton, guys.
I have not seen it, but actually, Knots this year is actually making fun of that movie. It's called
Straight Outta Calico.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
I'm hoping the opening scene for the hanging will involve the Jabberwonkies.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be like, ladies and gentlemen, Calico, due to the fact that we have too many people offended by our show, we've decided to present something that's even less offensive and more family-friendly. Presenting the Jabberwonkies.
Wah, wah.
I want to see that. I want to see that so bad now, Raleigh.
Well, we'll go with what Aaron keeps calling them, discount Hollywood undead.
Yeah, so what about your opinion on the Jack show, Raleigh?
That's going to be cool. I saw the show on YouTube from 8 years ago, Carnival of Carnage.
Mhm.
That looks pretty fun, and I can't wait to see Jack, the Jack show this year.
That's awesome.
The biggest problem with the show this year that I'm noticing is the fact that the congestion in that area is going to be outrageous.
Oh, no.
Yes, yeah.
Like, where's it specifically?
It is a ginormous stage that is right close to Mel's, so it's already taking up a lot of the walkway space.
Oh, so it's
And then-
okay. So it's like right between Icons and Transformers.
Yep.
Oh dear.
It's headed towards, it's close to Central Park, so basically what it is it's going to shut off Evil's roots in Central Park during a Jack show, so it's going to make it impossible to be able to get anywhere. If you get stuck there during the Jack show and you're not wanting to watch the Jack show, you're just going to be stuck. Unless you want to backtrack.
I was gonna say, why couldn't they put it into Beetlejuice, and then I just remembered, oh, that's right, that area is gonna get supercharged pretty soon.
Well, we still don't have an official closing date of Beetlejuice's Graveyard Mashup.
Oh, really?
yet. We don't have an official date for it.
So if it's not shutting down, then why didn't they just put it there?
Well, the funny thing about it is the die-in scare zone, which they have in San Francisco of all places, which is going to create another logjam with the exit of Run. They were going to have that in They weren't going to have it in San Francisco. They were actually going to have it around Mel's because it makes more sense because it is a die-in, and Mel's die-in is right next to it. But then they put up that ginormous Jack stage, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's for Rock the Universe." No, it's for Halloween Horror Nights. Okay, it's for both apparently. So right now, they put everything on the stage. We had video, pictures of it, and everything. Like Jeremy took pictures of it and video of it, and Ian and Tyler, they all took pictures of it. And Cameron too, and like overnight, Universal's magical gnomes that create things in like 2 seconds, completely of like taking everything off the stage, and it looks like a regular concert venue. Why? Because obviously we don't want to like offend anyone at Rock the Universe. That's the reason why. After this weekend's over, blood is getting thrown everywhere in New York for Psychoscarapy Unleashed.
Awesome.
It's going to be insane in every way possible.
So, Raleigh, anything during the day you're excited to see this year?
Diagon Alley.
Awesome.
And of course, my favorite ride in studios, Revenge of the Mummy.
Yes.
Yes.
That's my favorite ride in all the studios. Like, it's amazing. I can't wait to ride it again.
I'm
I
a Men
can't
in Black fan myself, too.
Yeah, that too. That's a great dark ride.
That
Oh, yeah.
is. That is.
And then Islands, I'm looking forward to going back on Spider-Man and Harry Potter.
That's going to be awesome.
Before
Are
I
you a
ride
horror
Harry
guy?
Potter once again over next year. I mean, I've seen the movies. I'm not a huge Potterhead like some of my friends are, but I'm like a casual fan.
Are you good with water rides as well?
I'm not a huge fan of the rafting rides. I don't like how they just dump water on you, but I love Dudley Do Right.
Dudley Do Right, I've never been more soaked in an attraction in my entire life.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm not a huge fan of rafting. I'm not a huge fan of Popeye because of like how drenched you get. But Dudley Do Right, I don't mind too much for some reason.
It's got a cool storyline.
Yeah.
And I know when we went Raleigh in 2013, Popeyes was not open the day we went.
It wasn't really.
Yeah.
It's not been open any time I've been around either, and the times that it was way too cold because I went in December.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, we're gonna go in fall. I mean, we're gonna go in like early October. It's gonna be what, like 80 degrees or something like that in Florida.
80 and raining probably, most likely. That's usually how it works.
Florida be like 80 degrees is too cold.
Yeah.
Still rocking that poncho.
Yeah. All right. So, Raleigh, anything else you want to say?
Let's see. Anything else I want to say? Yeah, I think this will be an awesome year. I think Florida's Insidious is going to beat the ever-living crap out of 2013 Insidious Maze. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like in Hollywood, everybody really loved the Insidious house. Everybody loved it, and I feel like I was in the minority when I say I just did not like it that much at all. Because I mean, there were some good scares, but scenically, it was freaking terrible. There was no ceiling. Like, I think it was right after the kids' room. Like, you were going down a hallway, and
yeah, I know.
for
I
some
know what
reason,
you're talking about.
Yeah, and for some reason in the hallway, I saw a door right above the hallway, and I kept looking up like, why is it there? I didn't remember that in the movie. And it didn't take me to like 2 other times where I realized, oh, that's the door that was like bleeding from the first room. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because like, you know, in the first room you enter, like goes up 2 stories and you see the door upstairs.
Yeah.
And when you go in the hallway, you're like right behind that, and you're not supposed to see it. It's just they didn't bother to cover it up.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But hopefully this year it's a lot more scenically involved, and it's not just a bunch of black walls like it was.
Are you're talking about Hollywood's or Orlando's?
Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
I know Florida's going to do right for sure. Like the few things I saw from it looks amazing. But I hope Hollywood gets it right this year.
For sure. All right. So, my opinion, the 2 mazes I'm really looking forward to this year is Jack Presents 25. Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters and Mayhem. And also the second one is Freddy vs. Jason. That I'm really excited about seeing because every year we always wanted that maze to come to Hollywood. And unfortunately, it's not coming to Hollywood anytime soon. So I can't wait to see the Florida one, especially how they're going to do it with the first half being Jason, second half being Freddy, and then third half being the battle. That's going to be awesome to see.
And the fact
it's a shame it didn't happen in Hollywood. Thanks, James Franco and Seth Rogen.
The great thing about it is they're actually going to utilize both live actors and screens in order to do that battle between Freddy and Jason.
That's going to be awesome. And then the Scare Zone's definitely the one I'm really looking forward to is Icons HHN as well as Psychoscarapy as well as the all-night movie Diet. That I'm really interested in seeing. Yeah.
So you're
especially with the 2 like set of casts, one black and white and one modern horror. That's going to be awesome to see.
That's interesting. I was not aware that Popeye and Bluto's Bilge-Rat Barges is seasonal, Vic. That's interesting. I did not know that. Makes sense now I think about it, but I mean, usually I've missed it in September trips. There's a couple times I've seen it operating, but usually it's kind of like down, so.
Yeah, it's odd, especially considering that usually, like, the river rafting rides out here in SoCal, Grizzly River Run, Bigfoot Rapids, and Knott's, they're open all year round, except when they're down for reefer, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the stuff I'm looking forward to seeing in Orlando, Owen, this year.
James, what are you thinking about merchandise this year?
I think merchandise is going to be awesome. What I really want to see is a Jack the Clown shirt. That
I'm
I will
sure.
that's something I'm definitely going to buy, especially the lanyard this year. I'm
Mhm.
really seeing a picture of it. I'm really excited to buy that as
I'm
well.
glad it's not just going to be Walking Dead this year.
Oh yes.
You'll get Walking Dead shirts like we do every year, but it's not the focus. Not the focus of the merchandise either.
Well, I'm not going to buy a Walking Dead shirt this year. I'm going to focus on the shirts I don't have, like an Insidious shirt, a Favorites Jason shirt,
Mm.
A Jack shirt. I'm not going to focus on Walking Dead because I got too many freaking Walking Dead shirts already.
I'm sure over here in Hollywood, it's just going to be all Walking Dead as usual.
Yeah, well,
probably.
I am going to buy the Halloween shirt this year.
Oh yeah, I want to get that.
Yeah,
Mhm,
for sure.
so-
There was a Halloween shirt at the comic book shop in City Walk in Hollywood that was like on clearance for $8 or $10, and I regret not buying it because it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I always learn the hard way that if you think you want to buy something, it's a good chance you should buy it, because if not, you may regret it later.
Yeah.
So,
Especially
Raleigh,
at Horror Nights.
So,
Mhm.
Raleigh,
Oh, yeah.
what do you think about the merchandise this year for Orlando?
I didn't look at it. I don't know what the shirts look like. I don't know much about it, so I'm sure it'll be cool.
We've got
what-
a store this year too.
Well, I mean, if the shirts are going to be there, I mean, what shirts are you looking forward to picking up? Like a Jack the Clown shirt?
Anything with Jack the Clown on there, I am sold. Shut up and take my money, as probably would say for Futurama.
All right. What about the lanyard this year with Jack being on it this year?
I don't know. I may or may not deal with the lanyard. I'll see. I don't know.
Okay. What about you, Jose? What merchandise are you looking forward to picking up in Orlando?
I haven't seen anything except for the lanyard. I'm gonna get the lanyard. I need a lanyard. I have a Walking Dead lanyard, but I don't like it. Basically, shirts, just anything like you guys said. Jack the Clown. I haven't seen anything for shirts yet. Maybe Jack the Clown and maybe a Freddy vs. Jason one, but mostly just
Okay.
Jack the Clown stuff.
Yeah, my 2012 lanyard has seen better days, as you can tell.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's the
Yeah.
only Walking Dead lanyard I don't have.
Oh,
Ah.
really?
Yeah, I just got the regular one that year.
Ah.
My regular 22 lanyard, so.
But yeah, well, Owen, let's get your opinion.
God,
Since
The
you're
vinyls, man. The
No,
vinyls.
I mean, let's talk about first your most anticipated mazes this year.
Well, real quick, I want to talk about the merch, because it's one of the things that I'm extremely excited about as I'm watching
All right.
Raleigh mess with his lanyard on screen.
All right, let's get your opinion on merch, sir.
So, real quick, we've got a store this year. We don't have just a pop-up store like that you have like for the event store that's right close to Plaza.
Right.
And it's not just in the Universal Studios store, and it's not just like on City Walk, and it's not just at Men in Black, or they don't have like the kiosks spread throughout the park. We got a real store this year. They are converting Aftermath outside of Twister to a Halloween Horror Nights store that's going to open next week with the event.
Awesome.
And we are going to have more merchandise than ever before. I think there's going to be things in that store this year that we have never seen in Halloween Horror Nights before. Everyone is going to be represented. I think everybody is going to be very happy with the merchandise. And I'm telling you, I think they've got to do it. That new logo, which I'm sure everybody loves, because I've not heard anybody say they don't like the logo. With the
Hey,
purple
Hollywood,
hoodie.
are you listening to this? Are you listening to this, Hollywood? Make a giant Hollywood store for Horror Nights.
Yeah, it's basically what Busch Gardens does for Hallow Scream every year. So I will say right now, I want to see that logo on a purple hoodie, and I think the color purple fits this. It fits the entire website. It fits the color scheme of everything. It fits Jack himself, and I really think that would make that logo really pop.
That would look awesome.
Absolutely.
The vinyls this year, oh my god. The Jack vinyl, which we know because of Inside Universal going to Singapore,
Oh yeah, I saw that. Cool.
that has a little mini Cane of Souls, which I think is sweet. I really want to see Chance merch. I want to see a lot of Chance merch, really, because, I mean, she's one of those characters that I really like that, I mean, she may be a secondary character, but I really think that they could do a lot more promoting her. And I'm not just saying that because she's gorgeous, I'm saying that because she's a really cool character that I'd like to have a backstory from.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that Cindy was one of the posters for the facade for Monsters of Mayhem?
Yep.
We'll see her in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I have a feeling there'll be a caretaker room of some sort in there, or like a nod to the caretaker, and that's probably where she'll be, because I know she's going to be in Icons HHN.
Wow.
Let's see. There's going to be shirts of all different shapes and sizes. I think we could get a Horror Nights polo shirt this year, honestly. And I'm not going to lie, I probably would buy it.
Same.
Because I think that would be super cool to wear. Even though I don't really go to any place, it'd be kind of cool to wear it anyway. I was like, hey, you're still kind of dressed up, so rocking my Horror Nights polo, I feel like I actually work there or something.
Right.
I think all the icons be represented well. I think that those banners that we saw, I think there's a possibility they could like sell them as little posters. I think that'd be dumb to not do that, honestly. It's a lost opportunity if they don't. And the banners that we actually saw on media preview, I think that as long as they'll fit, I really think that we're going to see them above the archway this year, like we usually do with the banners.
Awesome.
Yes, I'll say right now. Oh, I'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry. So, Barrel Bob says Lady Luck merch, that'll be half the store's inventory.
Oh, really?
Tristan will buy everything.
I'm sure.
Tristan will buy everything Lady Luck, without a doubt. And he'll be like marking out for her in the Icons HHN scares, and it's like,
Oh, that is too funny. I'm sorry. That is...
like, dude, you Snapchat me? Yeah, you know, I'm not sure, Vic. I'm sure it won't be Horror Nights themed, but I think there's a possibility we may see a certain black and white mask at the event somewhere, one way or another. I think it's a good possibility. And I'm not talking about Brandon James' face. I'm talking about the real thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, merch this year is going to be outrageous. I really think that they're really going to turn it up this year. The one thing I really want to see is Bill and Ted merch.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Give me a shirt. We haven't had one forever.
Definitely, I'm gonna buy like 4 shirts this year, for sure.
Well, you got to look at another thing, James. There's a good possibility that we may be sharing a lot of merchandise, like we usually do.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if we like ended up getting a Jack the Clown shirt over in Hollywood, and people
You
like,
will.
oh, this is awesome. Why isn't he over here?
Well, don't forget, didn't Slash had that CD last year that they were selling in like one of your merch stores?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
think
got it too. So, I mean, we do share merchandise. The
Well,
one
yeah,
thing...
but see, I won't be going to Hollywood until I come
after
back.
you come back, yeah.
Right, so that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll be going on the 27th of September is when my first night will be in Hollywood.
So you still may get a better shot at getting merchandise. It's going to be in Orlando at the same time.
Honestly, like, I kind of going on a tangent here about Jack the Clown for a second.
No
I
worries.
think, like, if Jack the Clown becomes very popular enough in Orlando, from the GP reception, I think corporate might force Murray to bring him over to Hollywood. At least test him.
That would be something I want to see.
Because, I mean, Murray is like, no, I do not want to see Jack over here. No, he does not belong over here in Hollywood. I think if it's very successful in Florida, they're going to be like, hey, we're going to test this out over here whether you like it or not, because I think there's potential for extra money here.
Jack's been in Singapore last year.
Yeah, and for some reason, Hollywood's too stubborn to do it.
Well, I don't think it's Hollywood. I think it's just John Murray does not want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen until they get somebody else that's not ready. So.
Yeah.
I think that time is coming in the next couple years, but we don't know exactly when, so.
I'd
Right,
say 2 to
exactly.
3 years, probably.
I'm gonna say 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
I'd say within a year or two. Something about right.
I think
Yeah.
next year is his last year.
Like, Jack's return to Hollywood, I think that would be, like, a grand return if Murdy would go with it. But maybe the year
He's
that
not
Murdy
gonna go
steps
with it.
down, maybe that's the year that Jack comes back to Hollywood.
Because I'm sure
Yeah.
the other people behind Hornets will be like, "All right, he's gone. Let's jump on it. Let's do Jack now."
Yeah.
Probably.
So we got this really interesting conversation in chat right now between Vic and Barrel Bob talking about a Lady Luck Up Brandon James mashup maze in 2016 with an M. Night Shyamalan twist of Nick Cage killing them all, with Not the Beast playing in Techno remix.
I'm seeing the chat as well, Owen.
Chat's
Right now.
fun. Chat's really fun. Thank you to Vic and Barrel Bob and Clarence for making chat fun tonight. Vic, hopefully you'll be joining us on Saturday for the podcast. So another thing I want to say right now that James, you and Raleigh both have one thing that's really awesome is the fact you guys get to go through Werewolf all 3 times. So you're going to be more judgmental about Werewolf than anybody else because you're like, okay, fine, I'm purist. We've been to this, and we're going to see what's different, what's not different. It's like, this is the same. Oh, I'm going to know every nook and cranny is going to be same or different.
And I'm like a huge fan of the movie on top of that.
Yeah.
I've seen it easily like 5 times.
Well, once I knew, like, to be honest, the first time I ever saw it was, like, before I went to Orlando in 2013. You know, that was the first time I watched American Werewolf in London, and I just, like, okay, this is going to be an awesome maze.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm really actually happy that I'm going to see all 3 versions, but I really want to see if they're going to change it up for Orlando this year from 2013. I wonder if they're going to have new scenes this year. Like maybe take some of the scenes that we did in Hollywood and put it in the Orlando maze.
I'm pretty sure it's just going to be the same maze with just some tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Bye-bye, TARDIS.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that would be awesome to have some scenes from Hollywood in the this year's American Wolf in London maze.
But it would have been cool if they at least included the scene with the homeless guys getting attacked in the movie.
That would be be
Yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we never had any scarectors in the first room of the Slaughtered Lamb before you go towards the moors.
Yeah, that's right.
And I know
also,
Hollywood did.
And
So,
I hope okay, go ahead. Sorry, 2 things I'm going to say about Werewolf. I'm hoping they actually play the proper version of Blue Moon in the transformation scene. I hope they play the opening version of Blue Moon in the Slaughtered Lamb scene, like in Hollywood.
It's a good possibility.
Yeah. I'm hoping this year maybe they'll have some actors in the Slaughtered Lamb as you enter the maze.
Maybe. I mean, see, sometimes it's really cool. Barrel Bob's never done Werewolf. That's crazy. Dude, you're totally going to do it. We're going to make you do it on the night we do the meetup. Honestly, though, when it comes down to it, I have no problem with this. I know it's 2 years later, and it probably should be like 5 years later, but if you gave me Werewolf every single year, I wouldn't complain.
I would not either.
It is a great house.
It really is.
It's an awesome house.
But I understand the argument of people that, number one, just want original content, and I totally understand that. And people that are like, okay, been there, done that. Well, you got 8 other mazes to go through. And if you don't like The Walking Dead, you got 7 other mazes to go through, and really elaborate scare zones this year. So I don't think anyone has any real reason to complain about the event.
And on top of that, like this year, like you just said, like if they don't like Werewolf, they haven't lost anything. You still have 8 mazes as usual.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you got like 4 original mazes this year run like by collectors.
Mm-hmm.
Jack presents 25 years of Monsters.
And then Alice.
And Silent Wonderland.
Okay.
And run.
Yeah.
Now, Body Collectors, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to experiencing my first cold house at Horror Nights in Orlando.
Man, if you saw the picture that was tweeted out, it's like
I saw it. It looks amazing.
You have like mats on the ground, and when there's mats on the ground, those rubber mats signify that we're getting some sort of a water effect. So
Yeah.
maybe that the snow or the water from the snow evaporating is like dripping down onto you from the ceiling of Shady Brook. I think this is gonna be amazing.
Well,
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing that I'm looking forward to Shady Brook is seeing the effect of how they make it look like it's snowing outside. That's going to be an awesome effect.
Knott's going to do something similar to that this year too.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's probably what we would have done with Crimson Peak if we would have got it in Orlando. We'd have had the blood snow falling from the sky when we walk into the soundstage.
Oh, okay.
By the way, did you see the facade for our Crimson Peak?
I have not yet, actually.
It's basically just a little tombstone.
Oh God.
Birdie once
Yeah,
again.
I mean, one of the things that I'm looking for, for bike collectors is this is the origin story. So,
Mm.
You're gonna actually learn where the bike collectors came from, and I think that's awesome. To do that.
Yeah, I mean, ever since we first heard the code word Blizzard, I've been super excited about this maze.
So, I mean,
Body Collectors Untold.
Oh yeah, no lie. No handrail needed though.
I think another one that I'm most interested in. I want to get Raleigh's opinion on this is and also Jose's opinion is on Run.
Oh my God.
The game show.
I want to see Eddie in there so bad.
Run's gonna be awesome. Man.
I think Run is where we're gonna get our crouch this year.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it makes the most sense, honestly. If it wasn't for the fact that I think that Alice at Asylum in Wonderland is getting the spinning tunnel, and I don't think that they would get both, I would definitely put it there to do like the shrinking thing you do when you like the drink me, eat me thing. Yeah. I really think that because you've already seen the tea and the cake on the table on media preview the other night, so it's definitely there. I really think that there's going to be a point where sirens are going to be going off, lights are going to be in. It's kind of like what we did with Havoc, and we're going to duck down chain link fences, or we're going to get our head taken off by a chainsaw maniac. I think that's going to be great. It's the Running Man in Hellgate Prison. Like, sign me up now.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I want to bring...
Sorry. Knott's also did a kind of a duck down tunnel in the Tooth Fairy.
That was an awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Was it duck down or crawl? Because usually it's duck down.
Yeah, it's duck down.
Okay.
In Walking Dead 2013 rally for Orlando, I don't know if you remember this, but did we crawl or duck down in the Walking Dead?
It was duck.
Ducked. Because I was trying to film while I was ducked down, and that was really interesting.
Okay.
I mean, aside from that aspect, I honestly wasn't really thrilled about The Walking Dead that year. I thought Hollywood's better, honestly, for 2013.
Yeah.
2013's my only Walking Dead house I've liked.
For Hollywood or Orlando?
I didn't actually get... Well, actually, did I see yours? I might have.
It's the one with the crashed helicopter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yours was fine. I mean, I really liked ours, though, honestly. Because, I mean, I don't watch the show, and I thought that the maze in 2013 was the one that you go through when you don't watch the show, when you're just wanting to go through a maze, which just happens to have The Walking Dead involved in it.
Oh,
That's why I like it so much.
So, guys, Vic just said that the Krampus movie comes out this December.
That trailer looks sweet. I watched it tonight on The Visit.
Yeah.
How was The Visit, by the way?
It's really funny.
I figured it was.
It's absolutely hilarious. Did you see Alexander in the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day?
Like clips of it.
Okay, you know the kid from it, right?
Yeah.
The kid who played Beans on Even Stevens?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious in it because he tries to be a rapper and he does a lot of freestyles. It's just really funny, honestly.
Yeah.
I might go see it just to laugh at it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth to laugh at for sure.
Yeah, so another maze I want to get you guys' opinion on is Insidious for Orlando this year. That's going to be this one.
God, that's nightmare fuel.
Looks awesome, man.
It's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
I mean, from the photos that I've seen, it's gonna look awesome this year. I mean, I couldn't believe what they could do in a sprint tent. You know.
Yeah, they put a lot of stuff in there.
It's a whole new world, man.
It looks way better than the one we did in Hollywood.
You know what's really funny about that, Jose, when you say that? I actually watched the video from your guys' maze the other day, and I didn't hate it. I actually thought it was decent for what it was, and I was like, okay, this kind of embodies the movie a little bit more. But yeah, it's like those black walls you guys keep talking about all the time. Like,
Yeah,
Raleigh,
I didn't hate it either. I didn't really hate it, but the thing was that, the black walls basically, and then like it really did depend on the time you went into it though, because like there was like scenes where like you went in through it and like they would like get the people in front of you and they wouldn't get you, and like most of the things they were like mannequins and stuff and they weren't real actors and like kind of like took you out of the experience and stuff.
Well, what really turned me off was that that people were saying the fog effects made it so cool, like you couldn't see anything, it made it terrifying. And
there was no fog on opening night.
Yeah, like the 6 times I walked throughout the event, there was no fog at all.
Yeah, it was just black walls.
Yeah. Hopefully there's going to be fog in Orlando's house this year.
Dude, it's going to be insane, because if you watch, I don't know if you guys really wanted to watch anything, like, be stuff spoiled for you, but did you watch that USA Today video that was posted about Insidious?
I watched some of it and I was like, alright, I'm not going to watch anymore.
I saw it.
It spoils a lot, and if you watch that video, you will see that there is fog to the point that you're not going to be able to see your hand in front of your foot.
Wow.
It looks really good though.
They actually did that for Employee Preview Night in Hollywood, and then I heard they cut it because the line was getting too long. So.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, like, from what people said, the facade's not completely finished yet, so they kind of send everybody through a side door. And the maze wasn't fully operational because it didn't have everybody that would be in it on preview and on opening night. But from what people are saying, this is going to be the maze this year.
Wow.
And it looks absolutely terrifying.
Well, that's why I didn't watch that video from, what you said, the company that did the video out. I didn't watch it because I did not want to be spoiled. I'm just going to wait to see it.
There are some things inside that maze that it's like, okay, in chat, Tyler and Cameron and Jeremy and Ian, and even John as well, we posted a picture of, like, the Rugrats when they're all holding on to each other. And Ian was like, this is us in Insidious. And never were a truer word spoken, because we're going to be clinging to each other for dear life when we go through that maze.
I hope he scares the crap out of me, because I haven't for the longest time like felt legitimately terrified, like I was gonna die.
Yep.
Instead of a maze.
It's like you walk into the room. I don't want to give anything away, but you walk into the room and it's like everything's light and everything, and then all of a sudden something happens and you're not in the light anymore, and you see like black light paintings on the wall, and even the transitional room that I saw has the lipstick face demon in it, so
nice.
It's not going to be any room to breathe. Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be awesome to see.
I will not do that maze at night. That is a straight up shoot. I might have to on Wednesday night, but I mean, if I have a choice, I'm not doing Insidious at night.
Why?
It's going to be really, really intense, man. La Llorona was the same way too, honestly.
Well, we did that at night, and it was just terrifying.
Yeah, it was great. I love the mirror scare. They always do.
Mirrors and Freddy vs. Jason this year.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's another thing they mentioned. And what do you guys think about The Walking Dead utilizing actual walkers in water this year?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I forgot about that. I actually mentioned it. That's like one of the most, like, the things I'm actually looking for The Walking Dead movies. That's like one of the only reasons I'm like kind of a little bit excited to see it, because of that water thing they were describing. I just want to see how they pull it off. It sounds really cool when Mike said it on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's going to be awesome.
Apparently what's going to be, they're going to be 3.5 foot deep pools of water on either side of the guest passageway, and the walkers are going to be in that water, and they're going to be like growling at us on both sides as we walk through the flooded food bank, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in that.
That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's probably
I heard somewhere like that it's going to be a short maze, but the sets are going to be really tall.
Sets are huge, scenic is crazy, and it's overpopulated with walkers, even more so than last year.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
I mean, the thing I liked about 2013 was the parade building. I love the location, and I think it makes for a really great location for a maze,
Absolutely.
especially if you do it right. And you walk into The Walking Dead, and like I said, you see James Ralph, the angry video game nerd, doing his blacksmith thing, and that's awesome. And then you know it's going to be fun from that moment on. And I'm not a fan of the show, and I was able to just get into it from there. Last year's problem for me was I felt like you had to be a fan in order to like it.
Yeah.
You mentioned the angry video game nerd. All I can think of was Simon's Quest. Ah!
No, you go back and watch any of those videos that we took on YouTube Meetup Night, and you tell me that the first character that's the blacksmith in the first room doesn't look like James Ralph. You cannot tell me that. And I made that joke every single night, and the funny thing is, one of the last times I went through that maze, he looks up at me and shrugs his shoulders. I'm like, yeah. Just like I made the Zac Efron reference every single time we saw Leon in Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barrel Bob, we want to see a walker with water wings too. That'd be pretty awesome.
That's awesome. All right. Oh, and so do you want to move on to the next thing?
Yeah, everybody's pretty much covered what they want to see, and we've got that taken care of, which means we don't have to talk about that on Saturday, so we'll move back to a different time. So everyone seems to be excited to go to Orlando. And another reason to go to Orlando this year is the fact that we are doing our first ever Pop meetup at Halloween Horror Nights 25. Yes, we're going to have a great time this year. There's been a lot of great meetups in the past. My good friends Tim and Jen have done one, and they've done numerous ones throughout the years. Orlando United and Parkscope have done them. Yes. And we are going to follow suit this year. My friend Kyle from View from the Cheap Seats is doing one as well. So it's very normal to see meetups throughout the event. So I thought, you know what? We got a fan base. Let's go ahead and do one. And this time around, we're going to include a lot of the updaters from both coasts and even across the pond in this case, and give you the opportunity to hang out with us, to go through mazes with us, watch Bill and Ted with us. I know it's not the same watching Bill and Ted with me this year as it would have been last year, but maybe next year that'll be different. Let's hope so. But when it all comes down to it, you're going to get a chance to meet some great updaters from the East Coast and some great updaters from the West Coast. And you get to meet Raleigh. He's a man about town. Who doesn't want to meet Raleigh?
That's awesome.
I mean, the guy that runs, like, the Queen Tribute Band doesn't want to meet him because he's going to take his job, but still.
Yeah.
I've said that since day one, so it's one of those things I just kept in the back of my mind. So what we're going to do, basically, is we're going to be sending out an RSVP on Facebook very soon, and I'm going to get at people on my Twitter, and if you gentlemen would like to invite people, you're more than welcome to. We are going to meet up on October 1st, and that is a Thursday night, and the great thing about that night is that's the night that James and Tristan are actually going to be coming into town.
And
So,
also Jose is going to be there too.
Mm-hmm.
and Jose is going to be in town as well, so you have 3 California updaters are going to be there in attendance for the Pop meetup. And that's not all. There's actually going to be several of Orlando's top updaters that are going to be in attendance, and we're going to have a great time just going around the mazes, going around the scare zones, like taking video, and we're just going to have a great time.
Will HHN guy be there? Pause up.
Who were that guy?
I know. You just said that, Roy. I got the reference.
Wow.
But yeah, real quick, me, James, and Tristan, I've been telling Tristan and James that before we go to Universal, we have to eat at Waffle House. That place has changed my life when I ate there as a little kid. Chili and cheese butter hash browns, holy crap, it's amazing.
Yeah, you have fun with that.
I think I'm gonna have fun with that later on in the day, because I'm probably gonna be spending half 4 nights in the bathroom.
Yeah, there's a wonderful bathroom that's really close to Beetlejuice that you'll probably get to know very well. And then there's the bathrooms right next to the sound stages, next to Plaza Stage, that I'm sure you're going to get to know very well as well.
Yeah, so, guys, as we mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, Tristan, better known as HHN fans, could not make it tonight because his Wi-Fi went out. So he will be...
wait, his Wi-Fi went out or his wife went out on him?
His Wi-Fi.
Let's ask in chat if he went to Taco Bell again like he did on the 5-hour podcast.
But yeah, so he will be part of the meet and greet for October 1st and the 4th. So, Owen, if you want to continue saying what you were saying, I just wanted to...
Oh, no
Yeah,
worries.
he'll be there for the exclusive HHN Updater breakfast and lunch. That you can pay $50 to meet Tristan and James and to get their autograph signed by them while you eat your eggs and toast.
So we pretty much have a game plan that we're going to meet at a specific area, and we're going to stay and scream at the same location, and it's pretty much going to be a free-for-all. So if you want to join us for the entire time...
It's going to be Purge.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. If you want to join us for the whole time, that's awesome. You can join us till 1 o'clock. If you want to bomb out and hang out with your other friends, that's cool. If you want to bring guests, that's cool, no problem. We don't have any specific number we're looking at this point, so anybody that wants to join, you guys are more than welcome to show up.
We can make it the world's largest Horror Nights gathering.
We will definitely shoot for that goal at this point.
And we'll probably get nothing done, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, butterbeer and horror equals heaven. Yes, I want to have a butterbeer in Halloween Horror Nights for sure, Victor. I totally agree. So, like I said, you're going to get to meet some of the great updaters from both coasts, and a special treat for you guys on October 4th, the ones that do the meetup with us, it's going to be express only. You're going to have 2 updaters from across the pond. Yes, UK HHN, Neil, and First Class Horror, Aaron, are going to be joining us for that night as well. So that's a big night, which we're all going to have express passes. And if you are not available with express, it's still cool. You can hang out, and we can still hang out otherwise. It's not a problem. I mean, we won't be going through the lines together, but, I mean, there's plenty of scare zone time, and there's plenty of time to get to know each other for all of us that won't already know each other by the time that we get to October 4th.
All right. And, guys, to mention, Raleigh will actually be at Halloween Horror Nights on October 2nd and October 3rd.
Yep.
So you get to meet him those days.
Yeah, if you run into our ginormous group on October 2nd and 3rd when we're all out until 2 o'clock in the morning in Halloween Horror Nights, then, yeah, Raleigh will be a part of the group. But
and I'll probably be half asleep because I'll be on the flight all night before, but like the night before.
That's what James and Tristan are doing. They're doing the red eye thing, too.
Yeah.
Jose, what's your flight this time around? What time do you have to fly out?
10:30 at night.
Everybody's taking a red eye. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we've got a lot of things planned personally, and we're definitely going to hit up NBC Sports Grill and Brew, which sounds like it's going to be open by then. Rumor has it may be open just as soon as the 15th. That's what I'm hearing. So, little birdie told me that. I don't know if it's true or not. I guess we'll find out. Take it with a grain of salt, but it's definitely going to be ready by the time you guys get there for sure. So, we got Cowfish. Yes, the great, wonderful Cowfish. That's definitely planned. We're going to do a little Hollywood drive-in golf. We got some Galaxy Bowl taken care of, and Tristan was talking about trying to see the Green Inferno, maybe.
The what?
For that.
Guess we'll see what happens with that. That's something he mentioned off, like, out of the blue one day, James.
Oh.
But, yeah. Excuse me?
I didn't get the name of what you said.
Oh, the Green Inferno.
Oh, okay.
So yes, we're having real quick before we get this. I'm getting some messages on chat. So yeah, that's a good question. Mario wants to know what the opinions of the panel are for Diagon Alley being open for Horror Nights this year.
Well, more bodies.
Yeah.
That means less lines, hopefully. So I'm all for it.
For my opinions, I'm going to see Diagon Alley during the day, so I'm going to focus when I go to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm going to focus more on the mazes and the scare zones and the shows.
Honestly, I might want to walk through it at night just to see it at night.
I will definitely do it at night at least once.
But yeah, but I'm just saying, I may see it during the day, but I would love to see it one time at nighttime as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
See, that's when October 4th comes into effect, because then you have Express.
Yeah, so we might do it that day. But Jose, what's your opinion?
Well, I'm gonna see it during the day. It's gonna be cool to see it at night too. But like you guys said, more people in Diagon Alley, less people in the mazes. So.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And I honestly think that this is a good idea. It's going to keep people out of the houses and scare zones, and who knows what it's going to do with like the park's attendance that way. If they actually do this on a regular basis, then it's going to be worth it. It really will, to be able to see Diagon at night, because it's not very often that, especially during September, it is impossible during the months of September and October to see Diagon Alley at night because of the closures, because of Horror Nights.
Yeah.
So this is something that we've not had the opportunity to do. And like Vic says, Diagon Alley is amazing at night. I am super excited to be able to see it. And you had to get me a frozen butterbeer, because that stuff's the real right there.
Yes.
But I have some real bragging rights against James. I feel privileged to have been one of the few Hollywooders to go on Jaws at night during Horror Nights.
Oh, nice.
That was great.
Very nice.
Yeah, you're going to really rub it in.
And of course it was in a boat full of drunk people, so that was amusing.
That's even better.
What you just got.
So I got a couple more questions real quick, James, before we continue to talk about the podcast. The meetup. So my friend Will Smith, who will be a part of the Popcast meetups for sure, he was going to be on the chat tonight, but he had some issues.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air?
Not that Will. I'm gonna start calling him not that Will Smith. Every time someone makes a reference like that, it just depends on what they talk about. So the question is, for everybody on the panel, will we get 9 houses from this moment forward in Orlando?
Yes.
Yeah.
I seriously doubt it, honestly.
Guarantee. Why do you say no,
no,
Raleigh?
Well, the thing is, we're losing the disaster queue.
But we gained Shrek, too.
Yeah, true. That's true. But at the same time, I think we're just going to have 8 mazes, because I think the 9th house is just exclusively for the 25th anniversary, and that was that's mainly for repeat. So I think, honestly, it's just seems like a good possibility we'll just go back down to 8. That's just what I think.
I see your point. At this point, I think it has outgrown 8 mazes. So
Yeah, it definitely has.
You have to have that 9th maze, whether it's going to be a fan favorite from a past year or what it's going to be. I think it has to be there for capacity reasons. So when it comes down to it, honestly, I really think that we get 9 until 30 when we finally go up to 10.
Yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
Because they are making plans right now. Plans are in motion at this point to stay at the studios. Even through the construction of Supercharged and of anything involving Nintendo or Ministry of Magic, the Harry Potter section, when it comes down to it, they are making sure that it stays in the studios. So don't forget, with The Walking Dead and with now Monsters and Mayhem, you have a location that could pretty much be 2 smaller houses instead of just 1 major one. So there's a location.
Yeah.
You've got a new parade building that they're talking about, and then you've got the sprung tent that you can literally spring up anywhere. So I really think that they're going to do, and there's Men in Black. Men in Black is a big one too, because they were going to use that this year. The rumor was before they decided on using Shrek. So they got plenty of room. Even with construction, it's going to be a nightmare for the scare zones. But I will say that I think that we are not going to lose any houses anytime soon.
Wait. You said Men in Black. Could you elaborate more on what they're going to do on that?
They were talking about using the queue line of Men in Black, like the extended queue that you
okay.
barely use, and maybe like put a sprung tent right behind it potentially. So use that as the queue, and then like do the sprung behind it.
Yeah, because they never use the queue for Men in Black.
And you know, honestly, I think they're keeping Men in Black because at this point they really don't have many ideas they want to do with it, and it's still a solid shooter attraction.
Yeah, just keep it.
I think it needs to stay. I mean, personally, that would be something I'd be more worried about losing than Twister or Disaster.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sorry, the brick building that used to have the earthquake attraction in it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the pathways at IOA were a mess because there's a lot of locations that you really can't use. You cannot use Hogsmeade. You can use Seuss Landing, but you probably just put like foam and like the Treats and Foons in there like they did before. But I mean, you've got Lost Continent you can use Jurassic Park, you can use Marvel in a sense if you really wanted to, and you can use Toon Lagoon. So I mean, then you put Bill and Ted in Toon Lagoon, which is perfect because it's a giant venue, never gets used, and no one would complain about the pyro or know that they were even testing it because that's never open.
Yeah.
They haven't had anything in there since what, the Matt Hoffman aggro show?
That was like, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to see it.
I didn't care to see it.
Yeah, I like the video games. Yeah, Bill Paxton needs to stay. I really think, Vic, I agree. I really think that Paxton needs to be Jimmy Fallon's guest. I think that needs to be the Easter egg.
Yes, that'd be great.
I think that's what they'll do, honestly, because there's so much love for Bill Paxton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And Beetlejuice, I mean, there were rumors it was going to move over to Fear Factor after Horror Nights was over, after Bill and Ted clears out. Beetlejuice is gone, guys. I mean, you're going to get the walk-around character, and I understand people that wanted to save the graveyard. I totally get that. But I think that it's the point that everyone loses things. The people that are upset that Harry Potter took over Amity, I understand that completely. And I can see, yeah, Bill Paxton is more of the mascot for Universal than Woody Woodpecker. Yes, Barrel Bob, we're completely in agreement of this.
That's funny.
The only time I will wear denim is the day that ride closes permanently. After 2012, I'm not going to test it with the rain.
Yeah. So, Owen, you had some more questions before we go?
Yeah. Well, we need Bill Paxton merch. I agree with that, Vic, 100%. We could talk about Bill Paxton all night long, and I would not have any issue with it, and I'm sure you guys would stick around and hear every single word that we had to say about it. So it's weird that we turned this podcast into a Me in California podcast, because there were a lot of people that were going to join us, but I guess they're having issues getting in, so that's what I'm hearing at this point, which sucks. James, do you have the chat up by any chance to see if anyone's trying to get in and they can't?
For
any
Twitter?
Of the chats, really. We have like 1,000 of them. Twitter chats, yeah.
Alright, I'll check right now. I gotta log in right now.
No worries. So yeah, I mean, we're having a great time here, and you want to hear all the insanity that goes on during the Popcast. You heard the almost 6-hour Popcast we had with a lot of really awesome people. You're going to get to meet some of them if you join us for Halloween Horror Nights this year for the Pop meetups.
Be like out of the woo.
Join me, shall you?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's exactly what we're going to be doing.
Nobody has said anything on the Twitter chat. So.
It's just as long as there's a shelf of Helen Hunt merchandise 6 feet away. Yes. That's awesome. Totally awesome, Barrel Bob. We will have so much fun during the meetups if you join us. So what we're going to do is, Finger of God, foam fingers. Yes, make that happen now. Sell that in Film Vault. Make that happen, Universal, if you're listening. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet at a designated location that we haven't officially confirmed yet. We're going to do Stay and Scream. Once we find out the official Stay and Scream locations, we're going to figure out what it's going to be. We're going to be watching the first showing of Bill and Ted, and we are going to be trying to watch the Jack Carnage Returns show throughout the night. It just kind of depends on if we can get to it or not. We're looking into going through the scare zones, and we're going to keep a kind of a rapid pace. So we're going to pick up people throughout the night, too. So if you're not able to join us throughout the whole thing, James, what I think we're going to do, you said you're going to be doing, like, periscoping and everything?
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Okay, so can we have you in charge of setting up, like, Twitter alerts that we are where we are, so if people want to meet up, they can meet up with us after the maze is over at the end, and then they can join the group for the rest of the time?
What do you mean by Twitter alerts?
Just tweet where we are.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Want to meet up with the Pop group? You can basically meet us at the exit of this maze, and you can join us from that moment forward.
Hey, James.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
James, be sure when you're doing that, you tag Rudy in the tweet, so that way you'll be keeping him up all night with his phone going off. Ding, 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 ding.
See, that's the problem. When you realize that you're getting tagged in every single message that someone's tweeting out to you, and you get these messages like, I have no idea why I'm even in this conversation anymore, because I left it at least an hour ago.
Yeah.
So
but I'll do that. I'll tweet.
Awesome.
Where we are.
So we will be joined at this moment. It's going to be James, Tristan, and Jose. They will be a part of it. We're going to be joined by Cameron, HHN Jack Reaper, as well as Tyler from Homemade Haunt, and who knows, maybe Andrew will join us from Homemade Haunt. It's a possibility. We also will be joined on the 4th only by Mr. Entertainment, so he'll be joining us on October 4th. So it'll be like a true Pop meetup, because people that you hear on a regular basis are actually going to be there at the same time, so that'll be really cool for you guys.
I'm just curious, by the way, is anybody from Horror Night Nightmares showing up?
I'm not exactly sure. It depends on if they want to.
Okay.
I will put out...
Yeah. I was going to say, I know one person from that site's going.
I heard 276 gonna be there.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be upset at Murdy.
There. Oh, man.
He's going to be mad at Murdy for not letting him smoke out with his girlfriend. Yeah.
John Muddy's going to be there. The man, the myth, the legend, John Muddy is going to be there. We'll probably get Ian, Scream 101 Ian will probably be a part of it. I can see that. Jeremy Films with 2 Z's, he'll be there. And my friend Joe will be a part of it. So there's a lot of people that are going to be involved with it. Apparently Barrel Bob just put his RSVP in like right here on the chat. So we got another one, so that's awesome. We're going to have a great time, seriously. We're all about having fun. I mean, obviously, it's pretty much every person for themselves. We're all going to be out to have a great time as a great group of great people. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have a really positive, fun time this year.
We're going to have a tramtastic day.
Oh,
people I have no idea what that means.
No, the thing is, I do know what you mean on that, and that makes me sad. That makes me very sad, actually. So, yeah, we're going to be doing another Popcast on Saturday night. Time to be announced. I think we're looking more towards like the 7 or 8 o'clock hours on the East Coast. And there will be a lot of people joining us. Dr. Emma Brown 1, Vic will be joining us again. Mr. Entertainment will be there. Ian will be there. Jeremy, Tyler, Cameron, you know the normal group. James will be there. Tristan, unfortunately, will not be able to be there because he has previous engagements. So Tristan will not be on the Popcast until we do... Oh, I don't want to give this away yet. Okay, I'll give it away. So James, Tristan, and myself are going to be doing some sort of a Popcast sort. I can't say a full Popcast, but we're going to be talking about the event while we're in Orlando. We're talking about doing this, so that's going to be happening. We don't know exactly how we're setting that up yet, but we will hopefully work that out to where it lines up. I guess we're all going to go to Tristan and James's room and like record that way. It's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
Do it when I'm there, because it's going to be a party.
Oh, we're going to have a blast for sure.
We're going to bring the Bill and Ted show to the hotel, and people are
yes.
going to
Yes. Yeah, we're going to go to Royal Caribbean and get the best part of the Bill and Ted show and bring it back with us.
Yes. Well, Owen, you
I
should
said that live. Anyway.
Owen, you should also tweet out when we're doing the meet and greet because you know you have a lot of people following you as well, so you should tweet out where we are as well.
Oh, I totally will. You're going to be able to keep tabs on us via Twitter, all of our Twitters, James's Twitter, my Twitter, probably Tristan's Twitter. I would say, Jose, do you use Twitter very much?
Not that often, but I'll try in November.
Right on. And another thing, too, is something that Tim and Jen did in 2013 that I thought was really cool, and I want to do it for Pop this year. Obviously, you guys know how wonderful I am when it comes to editing and how much I'm completely against it. James is probably laughing right now thinking about that. There we go. Nice spot. Yeah, Owen editing. I'm sure the chat's getting a nice laugh right now, especially Vic. When it comes down to it, honestly, I think this year we're going to be doing an outro for the channel, and we're going to be promoting everyone else's singular YouTube channel or their Facebook or their Twitter or whatever they want to promote. So, Raleigh, when you do yours, you can promote your YouTube channel or your Twitter or, like, I mean...
I never use Twitter. I never use it.
I know, because I tagged you, and I was like, wait a minute, why am I even doing this? He never uses this thing. But, yeah, we're going to be doing a, that's all I got to say about that. So I thought that Tim and Jen doing the Now It's Time to Pay the Price, thought that was a great idea. I'm going to use that myself, and I'm going to use that to promote the people that actually go to the meetup. So I think that's going to be a cool way to get back to the fans. And also to the other updaters are going to be joining me for the meetup. So
that's going to be awesome.
We are also going to be out and about in the park, so if you run into us, we don't bite. I mean, hard. I mean, we might a little bit. It just depends. Depends on who it is.
I'll only fight if you don't like the Mummy, so yeah.
Raleigh will fight you for reals if you don't like the Mummy.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, James is confirming this. He will fight you.
Especially if they have me remove my loose articles in the metal detectors.
Oh, yes.
I know about those, right?
See,
I know where you're going with this, Raleigh.
See, that's the good thing about doing Stay and Scream. Once you get past City Walk, which you don't have to worry about because we're all staying at Cabana Bay, once you get past the City Walk metal detectors, honestly, you don't have to worry about it because you're going to be in Stay and Scream, so you don't have to go through the metal detectors in the front of the gate like most people
I was actually talking more about the metal detectors for Rocket.
Yeah. Rocket is very popular at Horror Nights, always, but I think this year that's kind of going to go down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we've got a lot still to come and a lot of really fun things to talk about. We got a lot of great things I can't talk about yet because we're still got them on the back burner, so I'll get that information out to you guys soon. But let's basically break it down.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, James, real quick.
No, what I was going to say is, do you think we could be doing some of your, one of your popular stuff that you do, the,
Yes.
Yes, you know where I'm going with.
I have not mentioned it to anyone, but I have a feeling everyone probably knows it's coming. I did talk about in the last video that I did on Thursday, the normal day for it, that yes, we are going to be doing Sip and Snacks in Orlando. I said that there's going to be special guests. I wasn't lying. There's actually something really epic that's going to be about Sip and Snack that, James, I don't think you even know about, that we're probably going to be doing at the NBC Sports Grill and Brew somewhere down the line. So, yes, that will be happening. And there will hopefully be the Sip and Snack participation from everyone. If you don't want to do it, it's cool, no worries. But, I mean, if you want to do it, it's going to be fun, trust me. Got a lot of great things in mind.
I'm just curious what this is.
It's my segment every single week where I try different foods and drinks.
Okay.
That's going to be awesome.
I love Sip and Snack. Sip and Snack is super fun. I actually just did one, and it's currently up on the channel right now, so you can watch that if you'd like after done with the Popcast. Okay. And then one person just dropped off and was like, go watch that video right now. It's true. I do what people tell me on the internet. So, once again, like I said, everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. I mean, I'm not wrapping up quite yet, but I do want to thank you, really, for joining us. I mean, Pop started out just as an idea, just one video, and it wasn't even called Pop back then. I wasn't even sure if I was going to put it online. And now, look where we are. I mean, we've got a great group of friends. We've got a great group of Pop associates that work with us. We got a great group of Popcasters, and anybody that is a part of this, we totally welcome you into the Pop family for sure. So we really want to thank everyone for joining us tonight and for joining us for all the Popcasts, whether you watch 5 minutes, 5 hours, or just
The longest one we ever did.
Oh my God, almost 6 hours long. I do not think that'll ever be topped. WrestleMania's got a shot, honestly. It's a 4-hour show, so there's a good chance WrestleMania can top that, but we'll see what happens next year. So basically what we're going to say is we're going to send out RSVP on Facebook soon if you want to RSVP for one or both of the meetups. We're going to be doing Stay and Scream, and we're going to be going throughout the park as a group. If you want to stick with us, cool. That's awesome. If you don't and you have other plans, you can meet up for a little bit, hang out, maybe take pictures, exchange like Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat or whatever you want to do. Honestly,
I knew where you're going with it, Owen, but you almost messed up on it.
Somewhat. So basically, if you want to just hang out, that's great. If you don't, that's no problem. We are going to be bringing people in throughout the entire night, so James or myself or someone will tweet out where we're going to be, and then you can meet us at the exit of that maze, and you can pick up for the rest of the evening. So we're going to have a great time for sure. And who knows, maybe there'll be some special things that aren't planned right now that we may get into.
Yes.
We're all nice people, so if you want to meet up in the parks, we can totally go through, we can ride things during the day too if you want to hang out and do that. That's no problem at all.
Yes.
We may or may not be able to get Bill Paxton to come with us to... Oh, I said too much.
Oh, man. You just blew the spot, Raleigh. You really did. I was trying to keep that on the down low, man. Paxton doing a sip and snack in Twister is what could have happened, but you just ruined it, man.
I could just see the sip and snack right now, taking a bite of something like, I don't know, chili chewy spice, like, oh man, I feel a Twister coming on.
Actually, it would have just been a big tall glass of water. No ice, nothing, just plain water. Just like Bill Paxton likes it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, we're gonna have a great time. I'm gonna send out those Facebook RSVPs. If you don't have Facebook, then get at me on Twitter and get at anybody. You can get at James at HHN Updated 1. You can get at Jose at ThrillSeekerNetwork, and you can get at Raleigh, but I don't know how you're gonna get a hold of him.
Because he never uses Twitter.
He doesn't have Twitter, so I mean, if you like see Raleigh on the street and you're going to Orlando, yeah, just tell him it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there.
You'd be surprised at how many people in Hollywood, despite the fact that my YouTube channel has been like, not active in like, who knows how long. HHN Clearance just sent me a Snapchat. But anyway, like you'd be surprised at how, like in Hollywood, despite the fact my channel's been down for a long time, like it's still up but not active. Like it's amazing how people have gone up to me like, oh my gosh, Someotherguyuser, I know your videos. Like this one guy, I actually like go to school at some community college. Like this guy, like in one of my classes, like, hey, I watch your videos, that's awesome. It's kind of weird.
Hey, it's fun to meet up with people. It's like I ran into a couple people in the Purge last year, and they're like, we want to go through a house with you. I was like, let's go through The Walking Dead, and I was like, I was actually in line for The Walking Dead at that time. I was like, let's do From Dusk Till Dawn. Just meet me over there. And me and my friend Joe walk over, and we're expecting to see, like, the 2 or 3 people when I'm not thinking of anything. There's, like, 15 guys there.
Oh,
and it's so awesome to be able to run into people that actually watch and enjoy your content, because it's such an awesome, like, pat on the back. Like, people actually care what you have to say. And they enjoy your content, so I really appreciate that, and I appreciate all the fans of Pop and of my channel in general. So.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, we'll send out the RSVP on Facebook. I will send messages out on Twitter, and if you want to join, you're more than welcome to tweet us out, and we can hook that up. And if you want to just join on the spur of the moment, that's cool too. We are equal opportunity when it comes to the Pop meetup. But bear in mind, on October 1st, we will have no Express. On October 4th, we will have Express. So if you do not have Express on October 4th, and you want to hang out, just wait for us outside the mazes, and we can like hang out in the scare zones and stuff. That'd be cool.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. So that's what we've got for tonight. Once again, I want to say I'm very sorry that people couldn't join us tonight. Honestly, we had a nice group, and unfortunately weren't able to join us, which is a shame. But sometimes life gets in the way. So I was very happy to have California on here with me tonight.
We had a real good time together. Had a lot of fun. But there's still one more thing that I'd like to say to you. Where I'm going with this, James. Have a
fantastic day.
Have a
fantastic night.
Oh, God.
step as you exit the tram, and
everything will be alright.
Now please go away. Enjoy yourself at horror nights. Now get the crap out of here.
Oh my God. So once again, Raleigh, thank you for joining us tonight. We had a great time.
My pleasure.
You will definitely, it'll be enjoyable to hang out with you gentlemen in a couple weeks, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jose, thank you for finally joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Gladly, man, no problem.
Dude, when I arrive in the morning and my super shuttle arrives and I get my bag out, I'm gonna be like, how's it going, dudes? You ready to party?
Oh, I can't wait to hear that on Friday morning. So.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like a walker, but I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna chug a monster.
Your life is going to suck because it's open till 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday night.
That's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
The meetups are be on 1 a.m. closures, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we go around and get everyone's, where they can follow us?
Well, James, of course, I was taking it home. No worries.
Okay.
So, yes, as James is tapping the wrist right now, I think we're going to take it home here. Real quick,
I know, I didn't mean that, Owen. I'm just, I watched all your podcasts and I know how it ends. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I may even throw out a line that I only used during the Raw Popcast tonight to end this. So, yeah, Clarence says, have a tramtastic day, everyone. Makes me glad we don't have a tram in Orlando. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, we do, but it's not the same thing.
I knew exactly where you were going with that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to, Raleigh, if you have any inkling of getting a hold of people or people to get a hold of you, how can they do so?
Well, I honestly have toyed with the idea of maybe posting a video or something occasionally back on my channel.
Cool.
I may or may not, just a little thought, but you could, just find me on Facebook.
Okay. And how can they find you on Facebook?
By typing my name.
Well, your last name's not listed here, and we haven't mentioned it yet, so.
It rhymes with Cooper. It's with an H.
Okay, right on. That's a great way to say it, too. Jose, how can we get at you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr_HHN, and of course on my YouTube channel, ThrillSeekerNetwork.
Oh, by the way, I'm also on Instagram. I am Looper D Hooper on Instagram.
Right on. Jose, do you have any fan pages?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a fan page for ThrillSeeker Network or anything on Facebook?
On Facebook? No, I started it, but I didn't really get to work on it, so I just said screw it.
Right on.
Twitter and Instagram can do.
James, how can we get at you on social media?
You can follow me on Twitter at HHN Updater1. You can also follow me on Snapchat as well as Instagram. Also, HHN Updated1 as well.
Awesome. And, of course, everyone knows you can follow me on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. You can send me a friend request on Facebook at Owen Disney. Like our Facebook fan page, Sir Owen Disney Pop, or search for Sir Owen Disney and Pop. Check us out on moviepilot.com/Sir Owen Disney. And we have a mobile app now. So if you have an iPod, iPad, or any sort of iPhone or iTunes connected device, go to iTunes and type in Sir Owen Disney, and you'll see a picture of me and Bill and Ted from last year's Horror Nights, and you know that you found the right thing. Also, if you are a theme park or wrestling podcast that would like me to be a part of your show, or if you'd like to become a Popcaster yourself, become part of a Popcast, have questions about Disney, Universal, or Halloween Horror Nights, or personal questions that can't answer in here for good reason, or if you have ideas for any of the original content on Pop, like Sip and Snack, or the Vlog of Randomness, or Versus, or finally, if you'd like to attend the Popcast Pop Meetup on Halloween Horror Nights of October 1st or 4th, and you don't have either Twitter or Facebook, and you're able to go that way, shoot me an email, siroanddisney@gmail.com. So once again, I want to thank Raleigh for joining us.
By the way, Owen, I just want to say that the image of those, of those big, creepy, beautiful eyes just staring into my soul while sipping that lemonade is just burning in my mind.
I will reenact that exact scene for you at Halloween Horror Nights this year. Mark my words.
That's funny.
Because I'll tell you right now, Raleigh, I know exactly where that took place, and I can reenact that moment for you personally. No problem.
Okay.
Wow.
Jose, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me once more.
James, it's nice to finally have you on another podcast as well.
Thanks. And I'll see everyone in Orlando in October.
Right on. And we will see some of you on Saturday for the Popcast. We're going to be talking about everyone's most anticipated scare zones and houses of Halloween Horror Nights 25. And we're going to talk about little insider tips that we may have for first-time goers or people that have been for years, things that you may or may not know, and we're also going to be talking about some other things as well. So stay tuned for that. We're also going to be including a lot of really great people in that, so check my Twitter on that one. And as always, even though I usually say this on the Raw Popcast, I'm going to say it tonight, in a world when you have 1 billion podcasts, it is super awesome to know that you guys and girls out there chose a Popcast. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Super. Thank you,
everyone, for
Thank you,
watching.
Kimberly.
This podcast is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
No, it's not. I'm a Pepsi guy, man.
Dude, they're paying me to do this, so shh.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us in chat, and thank everyone for joining us in the panel. Sorry, everyone that could not join us tonight. We got Saturday. We're going to have a great time. So time to be announced. Have fun at Halloween Horror Nights on both coasts this year, and we'll see you in Orlando. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say. Have a fantastic day, yeah. That's all we got to say about that.
Bye, folks.
Dun, 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 dun.